Shalom, good evening. This is TV7 Israel News, broadcast to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, Israel and Hezbollah continue to exchange blows along the Lebanese-Israeli border region. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant tells visiting U.S. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General C.Q. Brown, that the United States military and the IDF must be prepared at any time to fulfill their joint commitment to prevent Iran from gaining military nuclear weapons. U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan stresses the need for de-escalation in the Middle East, pointing to a Gaza ceasefire as a key ingredient. Israel and Iran's Lebanese proxy Hezbollah continue to trade blows while the IDF continues to prepare for a worst-case scenario of an all-out regional conflagration. As part of the latter, IDF spokesman Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari announced the arrival of the U.S. military's chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General C.Q. Brown, for a joint situational assessment with his Israeli counterpart, IDF Chief of General Staff Lieutenant General Herzi Halevi, as well as Defense Minister Yoav Gallant.
היכולות המבצעיות של צבא ארצות הברית באזור הן יכולות מאוד משמעותיות, ואנחנו מקיימים יחד איתם הערכת מצב משותפת אל מול האיומים באזור. אנחנו במוכנות גבוהה מאוד בהתקפה ובהגנה בכל הזירות. בשעה זו אין שינוי בהנחיות פיקוד העורף. אתם נדרשים להמשיך לגלות אחריות, ערנות ודריכות, כפי שעשיתם עד כה.
During a meeting at the Israeli Defense Ministry in Tel Aviv, Defense Minister Gallant discussed with General Brown the strategic juncture that Israel currently faces as it continues to pursue the goals of this war, to include dismantling the Hamas terror organization, ensuring the return of hostages held by Hamas, and changing the security situation along Israel's northern border so that the region's communities may safely return to their homes. Moreover, discussing the threat emanating out of Iran, Minister Gallant highlighted an all-time high in aggressive activities, as well as the Ayatollah regime's ongoing pursuit of nuclear capabilities. In this regard, Minister Gallant emphasized that Israel and the United States must be prepared at any time to fulfill their joint commitment to prevent Iran from gaining military nuclear weapons. Following this meeting, General Brown joined his Israeli counterpart, General Halevi, for a tour of Northern Command.
סיימתי כעת ביקור עם יושב ראש המטות המשולבים של צבא ארצות הברית בפיקוד הצפון. אנחנו מחזקים את שיתוף הפעולה המבצעי מול האתגרים והאיומים במזרח התיכון. ישראל חזקה ומגנה על עצמה בעצמה, ובכל זאת, תמיד טוב שיש לצידנו בת ברית חזקה שחולקת איתנו ערכים ואינטרסים משותפים.
General Halevi went on to stress the importance of the preemptive strikes that the IDF launched against the Iranian proxy Hezbollah on Sunday, while emphasizing further that Israel remains very determined to continue degrading Hezbollah's capabilities, eliminating more commanders, and denying them assets and capabilities.
אנחנו נחושים מאוד להמשיך ולפגוע בחיזבאללה, לחסל עוד ועוד מפקדים ולשלול לו נכסים ויכולות. אנחנו לא עוצרים. לחיזבאללה יש עוד יכולות והמלאכה עדיין לא הושלמה. המשימה שלנו היא ברורה, להשיב את תושבי הצפון לבתיהם בביטחון, וצה"ל פועל לשם כך מסביב לשעון. אנחנו נחושים להחזיר את תושבי הצפון לבתיהם בביטחון מהר ככל שניתן. צה"ל פועל בכל הזירות, בנחישות רבה ובמקצועיות, להגנת אזרחי ישראל.
It is worth highlighting that while cross-border hostilities continue to intensify, humanitarian aid organizations have told the United Nations that the recent uptick in hostilities has not yet had a significant humanitarian impact on the Lebanese side of the border.
Peacekeepers in UNIFIL continue to observe exchange of fire across the blue line as UNIFIL continues to carry out its mandated activities in these challenging circumstances. The Special Coordinator for Lebanon, Janine Hennis-Plasschaert, and the head of the UN peacekeeping mission in Lebanon, General Aroldo Lazzaro, continue their contacts with the parties in order to de-escalate the situation. Meanwhile, our humanitarian colleagues tell us that the recent uptick in hostilities has not had a significant humanitarian impact. However, the ongoing conflict continues to severely impact civilians on both sides of the blue line.
Earlier, U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, during a visit to Canada, voiced Washington's hope that the events that transpired on Sunday would not reoccur. Moreover, Sullivan stressed that the Biden administration maintains close contacts with the Israeli government as Jerusalem and Washington aim to coordinate closely on all matters related to the Iranian-fueled threats.
All I can tell you is that we have remained in continuous contact with our Israeli counterparts at all levels. And they have shared with us how they see the situation. We've shared with them how we see it, and we tried to coordinate as closely as possible. I can't speak directly to the conversations that unfolded yesterday, other than to say there was continuous communication, and we have been tracking the threat of Hezbollah attacks against Israel for some time now. And of course, those attacks have been unfolding since October 7th, in addition to the specific operations and actions that took place.
The American National Security Advisor further stressed the Biden administration's determination to reach a ceasefire for the Gaza Strip, which they believe would consequently de-escalate the entire region.
What I believe now is that it is incumbent on all parties in the region to work towards de-escalation and stability. And so we are feverishly working in Cairo as we speak with our team and the teams of the other mediators, as well as with the Israelis, to get to a ceasefire and hostage deal along the framework that President Biden laid out, to get calm between Israel and along that border between Israel and Lebanon, and ultimately to get to a broader circumstance of regional stability. And of course, we think that a part of that is a credible path to a two-state solution for the Palestinian people as well.
Meanwhile, in Lebanon, Shiite Muslim residents of southern Lebanese towns and villages are voicing frustration with the situation, hoping on the one hand that Hezbollah would ultimately destroy Israel, while in parallel, avoid an all-out conflagration that would bring about unbearable destruction.
إن شاء الله الحياة ترجع بتروح إذا أمريكا بتضل واقفة من هالشكل مع إسرائيل وأوروبا صعب بدهم يخربوا الشرق الأوسط كله ما بهمهم إلا مصالحهم ما بهمهم مصالح الدول.
الناس ارتاحت شوي لأنه نفست العالم من وراء هذه الضربة هيدي. نتأمل إنه يحصل خير، يصير في شوية حركة تجارية وتتحسن الأمور. ونحن أملنا الوحيد إنه يكون في وقفة إطلاق نار نخلص من غزة ومن هون مشان الناس ترتاح أكثر.
ما فينا ننكر إنه إسرائيل قوية وما فينا نجابهها كوجابها حاليا، مثل ما عم بيصير هيك شوي تؤكل إسرائيل وإسرائيل إلى دولة.
It is important to know that Lebanon's caretaker economy minister, Amin Salam, whose caretaker government is subject to Hezbollah's dominating influence, has asserted yesterday that the only way to de-escalate the situation would be for a positive outcome to emerge from the US-led negotiations for a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip.
اللاعبين الأساسيين اليوم اللي عم يتحركوا بهذه الأمور الفرنسوية والأمريكان والقطرية وعدد من دول عربية كمصر وغيرهم، وتم التواصل مع السفراء بعد ردة الفعل والفعل وردة الفعل اللي صاروا اليوم، ويبدو أنه التعويل اليوم على شو بده يصير بالقاهرة اليوم وبكرة. أنا بعتقد خلال 24 ساعة اللي جاية سيبنى على ما حصل فجر اليوم ونروح باتجاه إيجابي، ونأمل أنه يكون هذا الموضوع وترتاح البلد وترتاح الناس.
While negotiations in Cairo are ongoing, prospects for a genuine breakthrough are seemingly unlikely, since Hamas continues to reject any tangible arrangement. Therefore, the IDF is seemingly preparing to intensify its military pressure on the internationally designated terror organization.
בדרום, כוחות צה"ל ממשיכים בלחימה ברצועת עזה. ממשיכים להפעיל לחץ צבאי כבד מאוד על חמאס. חמאס, שקיווה שהתקיפה של חיזבאללה תביא להסלמה רחבה, התקווה של סינואר והנהגת חמאס לגרור את המזרח התיכון כולו להסלמה לא התממשה היום. ואנחנו נמשיך להפעיל לחץ כבד מאוד על חמאס, לחסל את בחיריו, להגיע אליהם ולפגוע בתשתיות הטרור שלו בכל רחבי הרצועה.
Thank you for watching TV7 Israel News. It is important for us to highlight that TV7 Israel is a 100% donation-based non-profit ministry with all of our productions available free of charge. Therefore, if you're blessed by our productions and would like to help support our daily programs such as TV7 Israel News, Jerusalem Studio, Deep Dive, and much more, we would deeply appreciate it if you'd consider making a donation. You can do so via our website at www.tv7israelnews.com. Separately, as ever, I'd like to encourage you, pray for the peace of Jerusalem and salvation of Israel. I'm Jonathan Hassan wishing you an Erev Mevorach. God willing, we'll see you during our upcoming TV7 Israel updates. Until then, Shalom from Jerusalem.